Because grading is subjective.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, it's subjective. It's in the eye of the professor to decide whether or not you line up with whatever standard he or she has predetermined or conceived to be closer to what an A is or what an F is. The thing I really like about that, and I think this is especially good for Black kids, is to be able to take exams verbal or written, because of the education system in this country and how Black folks are socialized in this country. We are not literary early.
Yeah.
But we are
articulate.
Yeah. Right? So and not being literary does not mean you're not smart. It just means that you're not in an environment where books and writing and sentence structure is emphasized in your immediate world. But the ability to articulate, to enunciate, to take ideas and reduce them down to sentences and to give them to people, because you have to adjudicate many different relationships. Now, Black folks can do that all day.
All day, that's what we do.
100% all day, right? So I do like the fact that a new way of grading is allowing genius to reveal itself in new and exciting paradigms and opportunities. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I
okay?
agree.
Because I'm thinking about myself in school, and I was much more of a speaker in high school and elementary school than I was a writer.
Where are you?
I had to work at being a writer. And people used to say to me, you should just write the way you speak. And I would say to them, it ain't that simple.
Yeah.
Right? It's not. I really had to learn how to write.
You know what's really funny? I was the exact opposite. I was always a writer in AP English, all of that all the way up until I graduated. But it wasn't until I did my senior speech, my senior year of high school, that I really developed and started to see that I needed to focus more on the verbal side of stuff.
Really?
Because I've always been so verbal in sports that it just wasn't a muscle that I exercised as much in the educational space, because I'd only taken like one public speaking class, I think, or something at that point. But in a sports setting, I felt super comfortable being verbal. That was something I could do all day, and personal relationships.
But that's a different kind of verb.
Exactly.
It's a different kind of verb.
I realized when I actually had something structured that I wanted to, speak on verbally, that I wanted to really get better at that after I'd done my senior speech. And mind you, I got a standing ovation my senior. Everybody thought it was incredible. But for me, my grade of myself was, damn, I could have done that way better. And I still got that reaction. So that was when I started to realize I had a gift. But writing, man, ever since I was probably 6, 7 years old and learned how to write in cursive, I've been a natural writer and love writing, still do to this day. But I had to really teach myself to be able to articulate and really verbalize a lot of the stuff the way that I write stuff, because I can put it into words, but that process, like what you said, I love this topic. I think this is so important for our culture too, because Black people get this misconception of not being intelligent a lot of times because we don't have that literary, I feel like, backing that gives us, the opportunity to show off our genius and sharpen that tool when we're just being graded on it, whether we got an A, B, C, D, or F. You know what I mean? And there's ways to go around that system without having to necessarily master that skill that you're talking about. And to be deemed one or the other based off of that by a subjective teacher doesn't feel like, it's the most.
Yeah, but don't take that too far, though.
I'm not trying to take it too far.
Because part of why you go to college is to encounter the literary world.
That is true, too.
Right? That's part of why you're there.
But we got to get there.
No doubt about it. But a part of why I like this is that it allows you to have confidence in your strengths without only operating in your strengths.
You're right.
Right? Because a part of the goal of education is for you to be challenged by information, ideas, and ways of enunciating those ideas that are outside of your comfort zone. right?
Because that's the only way you develop it.
But I like this because you're not crushed
By it.
by some unrealistic expectation that you can't fulfill because it's not your experience or your journey. So I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's both and.
Yeah.
I think it's take the verbal exam and do well because you can articulate really well, but also be challenged to become a better writer, to become a better thinker. And there's a connection between how well you write and how well you think. There's no doubt about that. Listen, there's no doubt about that. People who don't write at all or don't write well are usually not good thinkers because writing requires that you delineate your thoughts. That you put thoughts in declensions, right? And I don't want to get all into the weeds in that, but I think our culture suffers from the fact that, and this is the irony of culture today. Hey, everybody on the YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you see, make sure you like and comment and share because we got to spread the joy, people. That's how it goes. See you next time.